When my wife died, the house felt too big, and I felt too small inside it. It's funny, you can live somewhere for decades, and then one moment, one heartbeat, everything turns unfamiliar. Her laugh didn't echo through the kitchen anymore. Her slippers sat under the bed like they were waiting for her to walk back in. Every corner reminded me that I was suddenly alone. Only one person kept me strong back then. My son, Jason. He wasn't just my son, you know. He was my pride. The kid who used to hold my hand on busy streets now held my entire world together. But life has a way of changing people. And sometimes it changes them when you're too busy grieving to notice. Jason got married, and after the wedding, he moved into my house, temporarily. At first, I was happy. I thought, finally, noise again, family again. His wife, Emily, walked into my life like a soft breeze, sweet voice, polite smile. She called me Dad from the very first day. And trust me, that word can heal even the deepest wounds. We ate dinner together. We laughed together. There were evenings when I quietly thanked God for giving me a family again. But love is tricky. On the outside, it looks warm and comforting. Inside, sometimes it hides knives. The first shift. It began with tiny things, harmless at first glance. Jason stopped joining me for our late-night tea. He used to ask about my day. Now he barely noticed I existed. He laughed at things Emily whispered into his ear, glancing at me like I was the joke. One evening, just as I was placing food on the table, I heard her say, "He's getting old. We shouldn't have to deal with this much longer." Those words pierced deeper than any bullet could. I pretended not to hear, but something inside me, it cracked. I told myself, they're young. They'll understand love someday. I was wrong. The second shift. Emily started controlling everything. What I ate, when I left the house, even which room I could spend time in. She convinced Jason I was forgetting things, misplacing stuff, and getting confused. Suddenly, the son I raised with discipline and love looked at me like I was a burden. Then came the bank cards. "Dad, let me manage your meds and groceries. It will be easier for you." I trusted him. After all, he was my son. But the next time I tried to pay for something, my balance showed zero. All my life savings, gone. Years of sweat, sacrifice, and late-night struggles vanished with a digital click. Jason stood there, arms crossed, anger in his eyes. "Don't worry about money anymore. We'll take care of everything." Take care of everything? Or take everything and leave me with nothing? That was the night I realized I wasn't family anymore. I was an obstacle. The night everything broke. I heard them whispering in their bedroom. Not about dinner or vacations. About me. About documents. About the house. About how long it would take. My heart raced. My palms shook. Every breath felt like it might expose me. Then I heard the line that turned my blood to ice. "If he's gone, everything becomes ours." Imagine hearing your own child plan a world without you in it. You'd think I would scream, run, confront them. But I didn't. Because for the first time, I truly felt unsafe in my own home. And that was the night I understood. I wasn't living with my son anymore. I was living with two people waiting for me to die. And death, they didn't want to wait for it. And trust me, things are about to get much darker, much more dangerous. Morning came like a judge delivering a sentence. The sun still rose, birds still chirped, but inside me, something had changed forever. I moved quietly, speaking only when spoken to, pretending I was still the same weak old man they thought they could erase. Because now, I was listening. Every step, every whisper, every hidden glance. I studied them the way a prey studies the predator, right before learning it has teeth too. Jason left for work, slamming the door behind him like the house belonged to him. Emily stayed home. She always stayed home now. To take care of me, she said. Yeah, right. She followed me from room to room. I'd reach for a glass of water, and she'd snatch it. "Let me help you! You're shaky!" I wasn't shaky. I was furious. That day, she dropped a white pill into my tea. She smiled, soft, warm, like a fox wearing a sheep's wool. "It'll help you relax, Dad." I didn't drink it. I pretended to. Then I poured the tea into the sink while she wasn't looking. The liquid was thick, milky, unnatural. They weren't waiting for natural death. They wanted to speed up the process. The thought made my heart pound so loudly I feared she might hear it. I needed proof. I started writing everything down: dates, conversations, the changes in my health, the missing money. I hid the notebook where nobody would find it, inside my old toolbox, the one Jason never touched because old things smell weird. If something happened to me, the truth wouldn't die. The phone call that burned my soul. That evening, Jason returned, but not with his usual fake smile. He walked in holding a folder, important-looking documents inside. Emily grinned like she'd already won. He sat across from me at the table, voice dripping with fake sympathy. "Dad, you need to move to a care home. You'll be safe there. We'll visit all the time." A care home. Me. The man who sacrificed his entire life so he could stand tall. I didn't sign. My hands didn't even touch the pen. The mask dropped. Jason slammed his fist on the table, the same table where I fed him his first meal. He shouted, "Do you want to die here alone? Because that's what will happen." Emily's eyes. They didn't blink. Not once. In that stare, I realized there was never any love behind those sweet smiles. They expected fear. They expected surrender. Instead, I apologized. I looked down and said quietly, "Maybe you're right. Maybe I need help." Inside my chest, a storm was forming. My escape. That night, as they slept peacefully, dreaming of my funeral, I suppose, I walked out of the house. No suitcase, no clothes, just my notebook, my phone, and a heart that refused to die. I took the last bus downtown and checked into a cheap motel, the kind of place where no one asks questions. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, guilt swirling like poison. How did we reach this point? I wasn't a perfect father, but I tried. I really tried. I raised a boy. Emily raised a monster. Tears finally came, quiet, because even when your child becomes your enemy, the love doesn't disappear. It just turns into pain that refuses to heal. The call from a friend.
The next morning, I dialed the only person I trusted, Daniel, my oldest friend and the one man who always warned me, don't give Jason everything too soon. People change. I never listened. When he heard my voice, ragged and broken, he didn't ask for explanations. He just said, "Tell me where you are. I'm coming." Within an hour, he arrived, coffee in one hand, a fierce look in his eyes. I handed him the notebook. He didn't say a word while reading. When he finished, his jaw tightened. They won't get away with this. For the first time in months, I didn't feel alone. Then my phone buzzed. A message from Jason. "Where are you? We need to talk, now." Then another. "Don't make things worse. Come home." My hands trembled like autumn leaves, not from fear anymore, from anger. Because instead of guilt, he sounded annoyed, like I was ruining their timeline. Daniel saw the messages. He placed a steady hand on my shoulder. "Let them think you're scared. Let them think you're weak. We'll turn their plan against them." And in that moment, a new kind of strength woke up inside me. I wasn't prey anymore. I was the storm walking back home. Next, the trap is set, and someone is going to fall right into it. But who will outsmart who?
I stood there, frozen, expecting a monster, a masked stranger, something that justified the terror racing through me. But instead, I found a clearing. And in that clearing, a white sheet hung between two trees, like an outdoor movie screen. Projected on it was home video footage of me and Lily, holding her tiny hands as she took her first steps, laughing as we ate messy ice cream cones, her on my shoulders during one of our first camping trips. She stepped beside me, her voice soft. "Dad, I know you miss Mom more than you say. I know you feel like you're not enough, but you are. You always have been." My heartbeat, which had been chaos just moments ago, suddenly slowed. She pointed at the camera projecting the video. "You're the one who's always watching over me. Now, it's my turn." That "guess who's watching?" It wasn't meant to scare me. It was meant to remind me I'm not alone. The flashlight trick, the whispers, the vanishing act, all of it was part of the surprise she planned with my sister. A way to celebrate our survival, our bond, our new beginning in the wake of losing Mom. She squeezed my hand. "We made it through the dark, Dad, together." I felt tears I'd been holding for years finally break free. I hugged her, the tight, shaky kind of hug where you don't want to let go, and whispered, "Thank you for watching." Above us, the trees waved gently, like the night had finally stopped holding its breath. And for the first time since the woods swallowed us, I realized there was nothing to fear here, because the only thing watching us was love.